Hey guys, welcome back. Or if it's your first time here, welcome in, come along, come and have a night anyway. It's winter and it's cold. Not like Canada cold, it's like Tauranga cold, so it's kind of like, it's like summer in England or something. But anyway, little side project on the shop press thing. Gonna make some stuff so I can use it as a hydraulic brake for folding bits of metal and stuff, so I don't have to beat on my little vise with the hammer anymore, because I've got that there and might as well just give it a crack. Disclaimer, never actually used a big press brake before, or even a small press brake before. Never actually really seen them used other than little clips on the YouTube, but I'm gonna have a crack at making some stuff that I can add to this to do what I want it to do, and hopefully you'll follow along and it may help you or might not. But anyway, let's go, give it a crack. Ta-da! There it is there, in all its glory. Hey, so I bought this shop press a couple 3 months ago to do some wheel bearings on my daily driver, and it's just a little cheapie from a chain store here called Super Cheap Auto, and as the name suggests, it was kind of cheap. And first thing that went was the little bottle jack that was installed in it just started slipping and it needed bleeding and stuff, so I just switched it out for the jack out of the bomb truck, and it actually works really well. So what my plan is to make a piece that I can attach in here with a blade, make some kind of receiving receptacle thing, so when you push the blade down it gets in there and bends the stuff up. Stopped in at a buddy's place and grabbed some offcuts and bits of steel, so I got this bit of 16mm plate that I got off him. I'm just in the process of cutting an edge into it to then be able to mount up in here. So as I press down I can press like that, so then I have to make up some kind of receiving end for it as well, which I've got some other bits of scrap steel that I'm going to be cutting up and welding together. So I suppose we'll just do it. You can follow along if you like. Okay, so that's my edge cut on my thing. I actually haven't done any homework on whether this is right or not, so I'm just using my own sometimes skewed logic on how to do this. So we'll see whether it works. My theory is that once you put a piece of steel in and push it down, it'll find its own home. And as with all my improvised toolage and then in the garage here, it's for occasional use. It's not like heavy shop use, so if it doesn't have to last for a big production run or anything, so we should be good. What to do next, not sure yet. What's the neighbour doing? Plate anyway. Watch your feet. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to weld this little sucker on here, centered on about there, and then I'll weld another little plate on the back of here. It doesn't have to be super strong, it just has to be able to hold the weight of the plate, so when the press backs off it takes this thing with it. I've just got to get it pretty squarish, so I'm going to tack that in place and square it up and then weld it on there. lunchtime. Ain't pretty, but little hole. Probably be hot for a little while, so I might put that over there to cool down. Something I probably should have checked was that this bolt will actually go all the way through. At this point it won't, so I'm not sure whether the thread's been tapped all the way through or not. It looks like it, but might just be a bit rusty, it's a bit scruffy in there. Okay, now that I've forced that through there, we'll try and fit it up there proper like. That's about right. Now, next stage to make the lower parts. I'll start with the smaller one first and check back in a minute. Let's crack into it. Okay, so I've cut my pieces. Excuse the mess. It's really messy in here, it's super fast. So what I'm going to do is weld this little sucker in here, something like that. These two little bits of 8mm flat bar well, not flat bar, they're just 8mm plate. I'm going to weld that in there as my sort of thing. These will just be stabilising that edge. So it'll sit like that, and then that'll sit in the brake. Yeah, so that's the plan anyway. So I might prep all this up to weld it, and then I can get some centre lines and everything rolled on here and make it all look a bit more pretty. Okay, so I got all my centre line on there, so I might just tack it at the ends to start with, and then again square it up, and then I can tack all my these little support pieces and that in. Good, bad and the ugly. Some okay speeds and some just too fast, too slow, but too whatever. But regardless, it'll be strong enough to do what I want it to do. Probably more than strong enough, I hope. So now, test time. This thing is still like a zillion degrees, so I have to be careful. Let's have a look. Gloves. Ooh, yeah, she's hot. Right, I might start with a bit of 3mm or something. Well, have it, but 2mm. Let's err on the side of caution. So I'll put that tape. bit of 2mm plate, that worked quite well. There's a bit of 3mm, I think. Maybe it's not. Anyway, I'm going to do a little experiment, see how easy it's going to be to follow a mark. Not bad, didn't quite get me to a 90, but I'm not sure if I actually went far enough. I'll try it again. Just want to see if I can get to a 90-degree foldage. Not bad. Got a 5mm plate. Give that a crack. Wow. Seem to handle the 5mm alright too, so I don't even know whether I'll do a bigger wedge piece. I think that little one out of that little bit of angle there is going to be just fine for everything I'm likely to need to do with this. Pretty happy with that. Might kind of give it a bit of a clean up and make it look a bit pretty. Yeah. Because it looks real pretty now, as you can see, but check that out. 90-degree on a 5mm. Don't know how wide I would try and go with it with heavier gauge stuff, but certainly with 2 and 3mm plate it should be able to go wideish. Oh, she wants to fall off. That's actually still really hot. Really need to start sprucing my shed up now that it's on YouTube. Can't get the lid off this. I'm going to chuck some of this because that's all I've got. I'm going to spruce these parts up if I can ever get the lid off. Sorry, shook the camera. So there we have it, the finished result. So thought I'd, you know, as you saw, give them a bit of a spruce up with some rattle can black. Yeah, and while it's still hot from welding, and just bake that stuff on there. So nice easy little project, happy with how it performs. Yeah, only took an hour or so. Of most of the time I spent kind of grinding the edge onto the blade and scavenging around trying to find things to attach it with. So if I bought one of these from a shop and it arrived with this quality of workmanship, I'd probably be disappointed, but for a little home built thing where it hasn't actually cost me a cent other than maybe a bit of gas and MIG wire and some rattle can black that I had kicking around in the back room, I reckon it's good value. So if you've got a shop press like one of these doodads and you want to convert it to a little press brake, hydraulic press brake, That's how I did mine. There's probably better ways, and if you had the other tooling and machining and stuff, you can probably make other blades and dies, or I don't even know what these things are called, but you can probably make other bits and pieces to give you different kinds of folds, which I might investigate further if I need to do, which I kind of do, but I'm not quite sure how I'm going to go about that yet. Probably wouldn't try to fold anything heavier than maybe sort of 5 or 6 mil. Probably could, but I think I got a bit carried away welding that. It's actually got a bit of a bow in it, but for what I need it for, that'll be just fine. If you want to see some more little projects, updates on the Area 51, some stuff happening on the bomb truck, make sure you subscribe. Just push the button, it's not that hard, and it is free. So see you next time. Peace.